Hi! Today we're going to talk about my favorite makes that I made in 2025. I didn't want to talk about every single item that I made in 2025 because that video would be really long. Instead, I wanted to talk about what I made that I wore a lot after I made it. We're starting strong with the portmanteau shacket. This is a pattern by French Navy. I really enjoy this pattern designer. I think she has impeccable instructions. I did alter this pattern so that instead of just being one layer of material, it had a lining. I used an old blanket that was pilly and over 10 years old, and it wasn't so pleasant to use as a blanket anymore, but it was still warm. I quilted that together with some other fabric that I had to make the lining of this jacket. So this jacket is really, really warm, which is really nice in Alberta. All of the materials that I used for this were thrifted. I do want to make another portmanteau jacket, but I want to use the pockets from the Sylvan jacket by Sew Liberated because they have a whole lot of different pockets in that pattern, and some of them really intrigue me. I think it would be fun to make another jacket, perhaps not quilted this time, out of that pattern with different pockets. I did make a whole video about it, so if you're interested in the construction of this jacket, I do talk about it a lot more there. I guess I should say this is in no particular order, it's just the order that I'm talking about them. I was folding my laundry one day, and as I got to an item that I wanted to talk about, I would write it down. So that's how this list is put together. My chanterelle pants are a pattern by Sew Liberated. I've made probably 6 pairs. I made one mock-up, 2 more that turned into mock-up, and then another one that was finally good enough to wear. At the end of the year, I made 2 more pairs, and I'm wearing a pair right now. But those aren't the ones we're talking about, because we're talking about the ones that I wore the most this year. I made these green plaid chanterelles. I made them out of thrifted materials. I'm not sure what this fabric is. It's probably partially natural and partially synthetic. They are very, very comfortable, but I did make some changes to the pattern after this in order to get pants that are even more comfortable. Because my most recent chanterelles that I made, I don't even feel them when they're on because they're just so comfortable. I learned that I needed to do the full butt adjustment as well as the full hip adjustment. That makes things more comfortable for me. Speaking of pants, I also made the pinion pants. I made these out of a butter yellow corduroy that I thrifted, and I did also make alterations to these pants. I did also have a mock-up that I made. The fabric I used for it was so sheer that I don't wear those, so it's not a wearable mock-up. The pinion pants are really nice because they're wide-legged but like super high-waisted, so it goes all the way up to my waist. I feel like I did a good job on the fitting around my waist because it lies smoothly along my back and relatively smoothly along my front as well. There are still some alterations that I could make to these pants to make them a bit better. The only change that I would make if I were to make these pants again stylistically is I would maybe make them barrel-legged or just tapered, because I find that the wide-leggedness is not ideal for Albertan winters. The cold air just blows right up in there, and that is very uncomfortable, but I'm pretty pleased with them. My first knit object that I'm going to talk about is the cardigan number, insert number here, Deb. I can't remember the numbers because they're all numbered and it's confusing. I made this red fluffy mohair sweater. I thrifted this yarn. I got enough for this sweater, a shawl, and a balaclava for $12. So that was an excellent deal. And I believe it's like 75% mohair and then only 25% acrylic, but it might be 10% acrylic and 15% nylon. I do have to wear long sleeved underneath it for it to be bearable. And I do find that the neck is a little high. I like scoop necks like this one. I think this neckline turned out perfectly, but that one goes up like here. And I don't know if I did the shaping wrong or if that's a design feature, but I don't love that about this cardigan. And so I usually wear it with the collar open, so it looks kind of like a triangle collar. And then I do up the top 2 buttons, and then I wear it loose along my hips. And that's my favorite way to style it. I really like the cool tone of this red. It's the first time I can actually see if it's like warm or cool toned with this red, because at the same time I bought a different red which was definitely warm toned, and this one kind of has like a blue undertone. My first crochet object that I made this year was the Eternal Seasons cardigan by Jewel Makes. I made this out of yarn that I unraveled from a sweater that I thrifted. It's this wool blend. I believe it's only 10% wool and then 90% acrylic. And it's super bulky. When this was the original sweater, it was 2 strands held together, and it was like, it would hold its shape. It would stay out stiff That's how thick the yarn is. I separated the strands and I was able to crochet an oversized cardigan out of all the wool from the knitted sweater, and it was still really bulky. I really like this cardigan too because it is mostly acrylic. It is hot, but because this pattern has all these holes in it, there's still breathability, and that is very nice. For my birthday, my sister and I made Coliseum tops together, Coliseum crop tops by Ed's Farts. I made mine out of this white yarn that I got at the thrift store. I don't know what the fiber content is, but I do really like this material. It's fluffy, and I don't think it's exactly a lace weight. It's a bit thicker than that. I didn't do a burn test on it. Even though this has a whole lot of holes in it, I can wear it comfortably in the cooler seasons, and it's warm because of the fluff and whatever it's made out of. I don't think it's acrylic. It's very lightweight and it isn't itchy, so I can wear it right against my skin. I like this top a lot. It's one of my favorites, and I always get compliments when I wear it. I only have 3 more minutes to talk right now before I have to go back to work. Next, we will talk about the vetiver top. I've made a lot of vetiver tops in my time. It's one of my favorite patterns. It's another pattern by French Navy Patterns. The one that I made this summer was this one I made out of a striped cotton that I got at the thrift store. It's navy blue and white stripes. I really like this shirt, like the shape of it. It's boxy, but it has princess seams, so it's very flattering. I do the option to have a ruffle hem, which I find is also very flattering. The only issue with this top is somehow I cropped it too much, so it doesn't even reach the waistband of my high-waisted trousers. I still wore it a lot in the summer because it's really hot here in the summer, and I needed that cotton breathability. Because it's boxy, the air can blow up under the shirt, which is refreshing. Even though I don't wear this top as much as the other vetivers that I've made, I still really appreciate it. I made 2 Stellan tees, one black with a floral pattern on it and one white and navy stripe. The white and navy one, I had to use fold over elastic for the neckband because I ran out of fabric and that fabric wasn't stretchy enough to do the neckband. I really like how neat and tidy the fold over elastic looks, and I might do that for all of my Stellan tees going forward. This is a pattern by French Navy Designs again, one of my favorite pattern designers. It's impeccably finished, and this one is free. She has a paid version now too called the Stellan 2.0, but the free pattern is great. If you're interested in a boxy t-shirt type garment, give it a go. I have more time than I thought because I still have 1 more minute. So I'm going to talk about my Roberts Wood bow blouse. I made 2 of those this year. One is a blouse that I didn't wear at all because the snap buttons broke. It's a whole saga. I'll get into it in a later video where I do make, do, and mend on it. The other one is this lovely flannel one that I made out of flannel men's shirts that I got at the thrift store. It's very warm and comfortable. I did the dress extension. It reaches to just above my knees. It's one of my favorite loungewear pieces to wear around the house in the winter. It makes me feel classy while still being comfy. And that's all I can say today. So tomorrow I will talk about my bra, my underwear, my thoughts on my no-buy year, as well as my plans for the upcoming year. Hi. It's actually been a couple weeks. I got busy and then I got sick. So I just finished filming all the try-on clips and I'm wearing this because I'm gonna wear it to work tonight. I said I was gonna talk about my underwear and my bra making. I made quite a lot of underwear this year, but not all of it fit. I don't know if I read the size chart wrong or if my fabric was the wrong kind of fabric, but I made quite a lot of acacia underwear, which is a free sewing pattern. I'll have it linked below, and none of them fit. Then I made a whole lot of Wednesday Cheekies by Emerald Erin. That is a paid pattern. I will also link that below. And I love those. I wear them all the time. They're pretty much the only underwear I wear. I am thinking of, in the new year, expanding my horizons and trying some new underwear patterns. I found some more free ones, so I'll try them out. For bras, I made a few Black Beauty bras by Emerald Erin. I can't get the fit right on that pattern, so most of those were flops, but the one bra that I do wear all the time is the Maya bra by AFI Patterns, which is a free pattern. I highly recommend it. You do need to have some bra making experience because there's no instructions. It's just the pattern, but because I've made so many Black Beauty bras, I understand the construction techniques pretty good. I did not buy any clothes, not even from the thrift store at all last year, and I'm very proud of that fact. I want to keep doing that because I think it's good for my mental health. It's a good challenge, and it's a challenge that I am capable of. Why not keep doing it? In fact, this year I'm going to expand it a bit. I'm gonna start making some of my husband's clothes as well. I don't think he actually bought any clothes last year. He's definitely not gonna buy any this year because when he needs something, I will make it for him. I've already started by making him a pair of jigsaw pants, which is a pattern by Marlies Rucker. I'll link it below. I used fabric that pattern is not meant for. I used all of his old sweatshirts and sweatpants that were threadbare for the first pair, and I made him a pair of sweatpants. And I'm gonna make him another pair too out of his nicer sweatpants, and perhaps I will film that process. That's my most worn makes of 2025 and my vague plans for 2026. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!